So this is, if you listen to our Branson episode, we talked about this giant chicken being red, white, and blue. Well, things have changed. It is now a senior cluck.
All right, you might be wondering why we are going back on Beyond Confusion, looking at part of our video from last week. Well, it's easy because our video from last week has everything to do with this AI video, or this AI episode for that matter. So last week we talked about the 50-foot chicken, and we did a follow-up report, and we went to Branson, Missouri. It has everything to do with AI. That video, we went to Branson, Missouri. My brother went up with me, and we did a little follow-up, and it was pretty funny because we followed up and found out the chicken went from a patriotic red, white, and blue chicken and became Hispanic. No further comment. But when we went up there, Branson, Missouri, for anyone who's never been, we talked about it, has a lot of shiny objects, but not only that, it has a big strip. It's called the 76 strip. And there's always traffic on there. So it's busy, it's loud, it's noisy. Okay? So when we went up there, had my iPhone, shot a video, I made my comments really quick. Only an iPhone and myself. That's the world we live in. Anyone with an iPhone can have a camera, you can and you can speed stuff up a lot easier, yada, yada, yada. My bachelor's degree in college was radio, television, and film. That said, sometimes, those noisy environments, even when you shoot video, can be really loud and really tough. I'm going to make the point here, okay? So let me make a point here with this, where I'm going with this. Oops. So if I minimize this, I want to just play for you. This is the original video as it was shot. Okay, what you're looking here on the right-hand side is this original video. So I'm just going to play a segment of it. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. This is the video off of the iPhone, what you're looking at here. So I'll briefly make this full screen size. Let's take a look at this. This is the raw video. Okay.
Okay. So this is, if you listen to our Branson episode, we talked about this giant chicken being red, white, and blue. Well, things have changed.
You can hear cars in the background, you can hear some wind, and you can hear me. So there's going to be a lot of post-production. Now, if I was in school, in TV class, and I had a camera, I would take some other things with me. I would take a professional microphone, maybe a boom mic. I would have a microphone maybe on me. I may have that microphone, may have a wind guard. We would have some things that, we wouldn't want to get rid of all the net sound because it would sound unrealistic to not have any background sound, but we would really sweeten that sound and lower it down. But then you're looking at, a little bit of equipment costs. You would have, maybe an extra crew member. I mean, you could do it by yourself, but you would have additional costs on the equipment and stuff. Now, I want to show you something else.
Now
So,
a senior flux.
I undo this microphone here, okay? On this left side, okay, we'll get this in a second. I want to show you something here. So this is the audio, okay? This is audio of it cleaned up, and we'll get to what I did in just a minute here. But this is the same audio run through an artificial intelligence program, okay? Listen to it.
Okay. All right. So this is, if you listen to our Branson episode, we talked about this giant chicken being red, white, and blue. Well, things have changed. It is now a senior flux.
It's pretty amazing. There's none of that background sound, so it sounds very fake, but it sounds like you're in a room, and there's none of that background noise. Well, that's way extreme. I mean, we were outside. This is going to be a segment that's going to be shown on our social pages. We do need that element of outside air, outside sound. So how do we do that? The first video has way too much sound. We need it cleaned up. We need to have some net sound. We didn't have all the equipment. We went out with the microphone, but then we had, way too perfect. So
this is the giant, I call it the 50-foot chicken.
So what did I do? All right. So what this involved was a program called auphonic.com. Really neat program. So what I did, I have this production program. It's called Corel Video Studio Pro X8. I've owned it for many years. I want to say it goes back to maybe No, I think Windows 2010, maybe Windows 98, but it still works on my Windows 11 computer. So this is, let's say this is already a sweetened one up, but this is my raw usable first take. Let's just say this is what it is. So what I had to do was I had to split the audio up. Okay, so I did that. No, I didn't even have to do that. I'm sorry, because I did this originally, and this takes a lot of space. I had to undo a lot of things. So I go into my share here. And the first thing I did when I made this was making sure I say this right. Yes, I took it to audio and I made it into a WAV file. I saved it to my specific file and folder, and then saved it as a WAV file. Once I saved it to the WAV file, you come to aphonic.com, you make a little account, and then you upload it. Once you do that, there are things you can do here. So let's just say this is the file, okay? And I want to edit whatever, item I want to do here. What you can do is you go to these, you have these different choices here. And let's say I want to, there was no music. So if I choose the default voice cleaner, and so what voice cleaner are going to do, voice cleaner will say remove music. I mean, there's no music, but voice cleaner remove music, okay? What that did is it stripped away all that background sound. And it got rid of it, and it resulted in our, what you heard a moment ago, right here.
Walked through the waves, went in, and boy, it was not good. Not good for no bueno.
So when it did that, it went in and it took it and it made it into an import source and an output source. We got that file. We clean it. You can listen to either one. The output's the clean one. Then you can download that file. You can take it down. You find out where you saved it, and then what we did was we go into Corel here. With our original file, we leave our audio in here. We put it in that new audio track underneath. We have a way we can put in that other audio track, lower down this audio a little bit, move this audio up, sync up the tracks to where you can hear the background audio, have that new clear audio, but have that background one with the really excessive noise lowered down. Then we mix in our music and our sound effects, and it sounds really good, like really professional. And instead of having like a really noisy sound,
now a senior flux. This is the giant, I call it the 50-foot chicken. Walked through the waves, went in, and boy, it was not good. Not good for no bueno.
So Phonic does cost some money, but actually they give you 2 hours free a month to do stuff with. If you know how to utilize it, you can. It's really cool. And so if you were to go out with professional gear, so you have an extra crew member yourself, get a wind socket, get a mic, that could be a good, a couple hundred. I mean, like couple hundred bucks. But people talk about AI taking art and trash and making it slop. I don't know how you do that when you're trying to, when it's lowering sound. I mean, whose idea is it stolen? You're at a chicken. Did they take another time someone went to the chicken and lowered that audio? I mean, it's taken bass lines from somewhere, but I don't know whose idea they're stealing or what ideas they're stealing, because that's a little bit hard. The train has left the station. This is definitely cost cutting. It's definitely gonna cut someone's jobs, but I don't know how it's cutting the creativity here, other than we're gonna have to deal with this reality. And this is a game changer. So just imagine, you got this clean audio, you layer it underneath, adjusting the audio of the original, and then you have the sound that you had in the background, the reality of it. And it's just incredible what you can do. you add to the fact that there are optical music leaders. If you listen to our episode, I did a little Thanksgiving tune. It didn't sound great. It was an open source program, but they're out there. And, this frontier is amazing. There are also scary things. There's the voice cloning. I can clone my voice. I can clone someone else's voice. Katie barred the door, the ethics and the violations that come with that. But that's the world we live in. But, these are things we need to be aware of, and we need to embrace the tools, but we also need to look at the regulations associated with them. So that's the thing for this week. It's definitely changing the gates. It's changing the guardrails. It's definitely shuffling the deck. As they say, coding is no more what people have been yelling about, because now, those coders, we look at, I think Mike Rose said it, the plumbing and the trades that are blue collar, those don't rely on artificial intelligence, and we need people to do those. So it's just an interesting field we're in, interesting world we're in. So there you go. So I say it is what it is, and we just gotta figure out how we're going to adapt and work accordingly. It's opportunities for those who do. So there you go.